All right, I'm continuing to go through my CGC Captain Marvel Adventures collection, and this time we have issue 126 from November 1951 with off-white to white pages and not much information on this one. It's an 8.5, which there are only 15 graded copies. There's a 9.2, two 9.0s, and one 8.5, so mine is the fourth highest grade of any CGC graded comic books. It's a little bit off center. The November is cut off, but did manage to get it. It also, the cover is kind of translucent. You can see through it to the interior. There's some pencil mark on there, which probably accounts for the fact that it's an 8.5 and not a higher grade. This one here, this is Captain Marvel Adventures number 117 from February 1951, another 8.5, and for whatever reason it lists on there that it is a bondage cover, because Talkie Tawny is tied up. It's a little bit weird. Another little bit of writing on there, and there's a sticker up here. It's in a bag, and so this one clearly came from Heritage. It's a Heritage auction. It's an off-white pages with an Otto Binder story and CC Beck cover. This one, there are 18 graded copies. Again, once you get into the Silver Age, you're talking about thousands. This is from an age when people were, well, maybe at this point it was stopped, but during World War II, people were being asked to recycle their paper. So a lot of these comics were thrown out. They were not seen as collectible, so they were just disposed of, or at the very least were put in conditions that would not be favorable to surviving decade after decade after decade, but a few were, and so this is one of them. All right, this is Captain Marvel 136, and there are just 14 graded copies of this. This is one of 14. Mine is a 9.0. There is one 9.6. I figure they must have come across a really high-grade collection somewhere, because there seem to be not a lot of 9.6s, but many of the comics have a 9.6, which, again, for a Golden Age comic is extraordinarily high. There's one 9.6, one 9.2, and one 9.0, so I have the third highest graded. This is another Crowley copy. It's from September 1952, and another cool cover. If you're wondering how much I paid for these, and you're thinking I must have paid a fortune, given that these are so rare, 14 total. When I bought them, they were less than 14, but I'm willing to bet that I paid less than what people think. I wouldn't be surprised if this one cost me like $300 or less, which may surprise people, or maybe not. Who knows? I'll have to look at some point and see what the prices are listed at. I'll probably do another video looking on Comic Book Price Guide and see if the prices have done anything. In some cases, I did keep the, I think every time I got an invoice, I kept it. So for some of the comics, I do have what I originally paid for, but only if I was sent an invoice. A lot of times I wasn't. And here is one that is a 9.6. Captain Marvel number 56. There are 31 graded copies of this, but only one 9.6. So what you're looking at here is the highest graded CGC in the world. Off-white to white pages. Again, looks like it was a very early graded copy because there's very little information up here. It's from March 1946. Very cool cover. Probably CC Beck, I would assume, but it's not listed up there what it is. But this is a Near Mint Plus 9.6. Don't know what I paid for it. I'd have to look to see if I have an invoice. Probably not. And then finally for this video, we have Number 58 from March 1946 with off-white to white pages. There is a Savannah appearance, clearly, with an Otto Binder story and CC Beck cover and art. This one has 31 graded copies. There is a 9.6, one 9.4, and two 9.0s. So mine is tied for third highest in the world. I'm not sure if I have the energy to go out and look at other comic grading companies and what their comics are graded at, but this one is pretty rare. They're all pretty rare, and it's a cool cover. I like that one. I don't think I've seen a CC Beck cover that I haven't liked. So that's the next 5 of mine. Again, I'm not going in any particular order, just showing them in whatever order I happen to pull them out of the box.